Right then, hello everybody, it is that time again. We are going to be doing 1 hour of Ragefire Chasm, wrong dungeon, fuck's sake. See, normally most YouTubers, they probably re-edit that and they'll probably, redo that part, but not me, no. I will, oh, two greens straight off the bat, nice. I need to eat my food. 2 seconds. We've just finished in Sulfurak. I've taken a little short break to level my blacksmithing up from the blue that we found in Ragefire Downs, sorry. And yeah, we're just going now. Okay, no one known. So I'm not expecting much from here, I'm not gonna lie. But we can see what happens. For all we know, I could be wrong, but I don't have my hopes up for this place. But this is the second last dungeon that we've got on this side of the map. Obviously, the last one's Black Fathom Deep, and then after that, we will be going towards Eastern Kingdoms and doing there. Obviously, we've done Stockades and Scallop Monastery already. I was doing it in the order of the dungeon finder, but I just thought if I just do it via the islands instead, it'd be a lot easier. I've kind of realised that I now need to do a certain path towards certain things. But yeah, there's not really much to go off of, to be honest. Like, there's not really that many mobs in this dungeon. I'm probably gonna get locked out of this because I'm at the end in 2 minutes. And you know, I don't know if, yeah, he's triggered the second I appear around the corner regardless of my level. Okay. So yeah, we are most likely going to get locked out, but we'll see what we can still get. We will still attempt it. Apart from that though, we've got Black Fathom Deeps left, and then we're going on to the other side. We still have Dead Mines to do as well on the other side, which I do like the Dead Mines. What else was I that I was going to talk about? What dungeons do we actually have left? What is on the other side of the map? Blackout Depth. We've done Nomagon. So there'll be Scholomance, Blackrock Spire, Lower, Blackrock Depths, Temple of Atolhakar. Come on, surely I can jump this. Okay. Apparently I can't. Do I die to lava? Yes, I can die to lava, but it's fine. I thought I could actually jump that, I can't lie. But no, Temple will most likely get locked out of. Oh yeah, I need to do some research to see if there is actually a way to access the old version of that. I'm so happy for Stratholme. And the problem is as well with Stratholme is that there is 2 entrances. I do believe the gate is shut in the middle. I don't know if it ever opens. I don't believe it does anymore. So we will have to decide whether or not it's going to be 2 dungeons in one, or if we do it as two separate ones, because there is a lot of loot in Stratholme. Obviously, we did Dire Maul, which I would say probably takes maybe about the same time, maybe a bit less. I'm out of range. But yeah, I should have really done this one last in all fairness, but I'm probably gonna get locked out, it's fine. I have actually opened on my mail up on my alternate character on the banking alt. And my war bank is currently nearly full as well of items. It's strange that time he actually went to them. He didn't last time. How strange. Well, we don't need that. We can just walk straight. But yeah, I think this and Dead Mines are gonna have the same issue, which is it's one of the first dungeons you're meant to do. There's not the loot tables won't be lucrative. I can't really see us getting many blues. I don't think there'll be really any specific to here. So unfortunately, what we are gonna do is just do a nice little loop all the way around. But yeah, there's not really much to go off of. Like, you actually realise when you're like questing and you're leveling how small these dungeons actually are when you can actually one-shot everything. I mean, apparently this auction's for 35 gold. I don't think that's personally right. But again, $2K cloak. I mean, we've done 2 runs so far. It's taken us 5 minutes and we're at a 6K profit, theoretically. Obviously these, I don't really know about these, like, I can't see that just land for just 35 gold. Like, I think that would go for a bit more. So, ow, what the fuck's up on my chest? That really hurts. Ow. Damn it. That is not what I wanted to do at all. So you've had speed potions. I could make that. I could make that jump with speed potions. 100%. I'll follow Jack Thea or Demon Hunter. I could just jump over that, but it's a shame. But no, so far this series really hasn't taken off from my point of view in terms of, you know, just simple viewership, and that's nothing bad. I'm not bothered by that. I do this for the fun of the game and the love of the game. But if anybody does actually ever does watch this, and you might be thinking to yourself, why is this guy doing this? Gold is very much what makes everything turn round, and if you don't have gold, you better have actual real life money. Now, I like to grind. I like figuring out the little farms that you can do. You know. And going through all the expansions and seeing which one can give you like decent items. Like maybe running for like a full hour is not enough. Maybe you need more. Like maybe you need to do 500, 600 runs to try and figure it out, but I'm just going to avoid him. I wonder if I leave that pack. If I leave this pack alone. Watch this. I'm going to be smart about this. I'm going to try something. Okay. 2K wand. Nice. And the expansion we are currently in as well is The War Within. Midnight is just around the corner. I believe we've just been given the release date and the pre-purchase is now out. Housing's just come live if you want in a rough time scale of where we're standing right now. But yeah, so like, I like looking at all the little farms that you can do, and I don't mind grinding stuff out. And you know, you just sometimes get bored of like Dornagal and all them areas and Kazalgar and everything like that. You know, all the new expansion hype and all the new expansion shit. Like sometimes it's pretty chill just to come back to previous expansions, and like a lot of people just don't seem to realise that like there's nothing wrong with running old school dungeons, and you know there is a market here. Yeah, like fine, it might take 2 or 3 months for that market to move, but the market is still there. And just, you know, it's just one of the things that I like doing. I like doing this sort of stuff. Right, here we go. So we charge at this guy. You stop blade spinning. If I didn't blade spin for so fucking long and I whirlwinded instead, I'd have made that. But that's what we do. We miss them. If we miss that pack, we can charge into them, get a speed boost, and then we can vault it. Hopefully. But no, I mean, we have learned, like, a lot of different things so far. Like, chest spawning. You know, which dungeons have chests, where do they spawn, how many spawn. You know, Razorfen Downs had 3 chests that spawn. Nomagon had 3 chests that spawn. I didn't know that. You know, Razorfen Crawl had a rare elite that always spawned, that always dropped a blue BOE. Like, it's just wild. Like, there's so much stuff I've actually learned from just running these old school dungeons, which, you know, I mean, if you guys don't know, I have mentioned it before, but I will mention it again. I've been playing since 2004. You know, I've done all these dungeons. I did these dungeons when I was 10, 11 years old. Well, no. Yeah, about 10 or 11 years old. No price. Yeah, we're definitely getting locked out of this one. 100%. I think this is what, the 3rd one? 4th one? Fuck it. Fuck you. But yeah, so I've played these dungeons, and the problem is whenever I come to these dungeons, I'm leveling and all, and things take ages to die, or, you know, I'm like a very low level, and I'm just running through them, not really focusing on anything, you know, and actually sitting back, taking time to actually look at things, like how much things are worth, it shows there is a lot of, like, market here, and it is essentially another farm that you can do. Whether or not, and, you know, the question you'll have is, well, which one? When you realise that there might be a farm when it comes to dungeons, the next question you ask is, well, which farm, which dungeon's the best? Like, for all we know, you know, it could be the fact that, you know, you might have to go to Shadowlands or something to get a farm that could drop you 50 million gold or something an hour. But nobody would know that. Like, at the moment, for classic, for me, the classic dungeons. What are you doing, cat? Zuka, what are you doing? What are you doing? Redland and Best. I'm sure I've googled that one. But yeah, you could, like, say what, have to on Shadowlands or something, and nobody knows this or anything. But as far as classic goes, I think one of the best ones are either going to be Skullomance or Stratholme, due to the fact that if you want to access old school Naxxramas, you need both. I was so fucking close then. If I had left that a millisecond more, I'd have cleared that. For a split second, I was very happy. But it's the boss's loot, so I'm very upset. But, like, I mean, these whites sell for, these whites and greys sell for like 500-600 each. Nobody knows that. Like, them lot that are wanting the transmogs and everything like that. I'm getting ready for when they come back from Legion remakes. Like, that's when everything will move, guaranteed. When everyone's back on these servers, and that, you know, everyone's back on retail. See his boots, 1.5k, that's nice. But no, we are definitely going to get locked out of this dungeon, guaranteed. If I can kill his first target before he can actually move, maybe that's what fucks him out. Yeah, I don't think we'll get much from here. To be quite honest, I don't think I'll get much from Black Fathom Deeps either. They are both quite respectively low dungeons. We don't need to do Stockades, we've already done that once before and we got locked out of there. So I can imagine that this is going to be pretty much the exact same. But you never know. There could be a rare blue or something in Black Fathom Deeps or even in Ragefire Chasm, but I'm sure we'd have known by now. But yeah. I hope everyone's doing okay though. We are currently on the 5th of December, the time of the recording. So we are on the run up to Christmas, and I don't know when this will go live on YouTube. I am pre-recording now most of my episodes, so because I'm on like a lot of I've got like 12 days off work at the moment, so all my episodes currently are now going to be pre-recorded, or a lot of them will be. So if you see me not do something, there's no point really writing a comment about it because sorry, I can't fix it in time. So let's say, you know, you're like, oh yeah, you missed this part of the dungeon, or you missed that part of the dungeon, or you missed this spawn, or you missed a chest at 1938. Well, too late. Sorry. There's not much I can do about it now. And like, or if there's something like, it'd be much quicker if you use this ability, or if you use that ability. Oh, God damn it. Nope, I can't seem to get the jump on point. So, I mean, we're 17 minutes in. I think we're on like the 5th one, so it won't be much longer, unfortunately. But what I can do is then, is after that, I can get changing and go uptown for a bit, get breakfast in, and get some scran. But yeah, that's basically it, guys. I hope everybody is doing okay though. I hope you are all having good days. There isn't really anything else that I've got in terms of notable things that are happening. It is my birthday. It's my birthday tomorrow now. Damn. I will be 31. See, we're not getting many items, but the items we are getting do have quite good value. I say that and I get a shit bow. Cheers, game. Upper Blackrock Spire, lower Blackrock Spire might be nice. Oh, and Upper Blackrock Spire will be done when we do Walls of Draenor, because that's when it got revamped. Just so everybody is aware, we will be doing all the dungeons. Do not worry about it. We will be going through each expansion one at a time. And yeah, we're just gonna see, like. We're just gonna play it out. There really isn't much here in terms of mob density, and they're all low level. Like, although they're level 30, their loot tables are very much the beginner loot tables. So, again, I'm not overly expecting anything big at all. Which, you know what? I often will say whether or not I want to do a dungeon or not. Like, say Stockades. Like, the Stockades video, I was a mangy bastard on that one because I knew it was a waste of time. I knew I'd get locked out. I knew there were no point doing it. But I was complaining throughout the entire video, and as much as I'm complaining now, the reason being is two things. When you get an item that actually does have sell value, and, you know, this is like, let's say an item does drop and it's like this amazing item and something and it sells for a lot. That dopamine hit because I was wrong is amazing. And it's not the fact that I'm a narcissistic or anything like that by any means necessary. Like, I mean, like, I want to be proven wrong by the game. I want the game to turn around and say, actually, you're wrong. This is actually a really good farming spot. I still try it, but it's fine. Yeah, this is a really good farming spot. This is what you've got. Here you go. Kind of like the blade out of these Fen Downs that we got. Yeah, I want to find hidden things and hidden details about the game, like hidden loot tables or whatever. And although I do complain a lot when I'm doing these sort of dungeons, it's just because they're a lot more time consuming. I know nothing's going to drop, but you know, I could be wrong, so I still have to run it. But then obviously when nothing does drop, I can go, ha, I told you so. But deep down, I think not only me, but I think a lot of people who will watch this will know it was never going to happen. There was never going to be a good thing. It's one of the starting dungeons, but we still run it to see, you know, if there is any reason for it. We're at 20 minutes. I should be on lockout either now or after the next one. If Stockades is anything to go by, I should be on lockout soon. But I mean, this is the thing. There are, like, the items that we are getting do have good value. But it's just not there. Like, there's just nothing there. Yeah, I need to stop trying. I need to stop trying to attempt that jump. But like, I know nothing good's gonna drop from here. I know my next good item's gonna drop. So why am I not doing that? Why am I doing this? Because I've got to. And it is a waste of time, and it will put me on lockout. But that means I can then leave my PC and actually go do something with my life and go outside for a bit. But to the same respect, I want the game to prove me wrong, and I want the loot tables to prove me wrong, and I want, you know, a good understanding of the game. Like, it's not just this dungeon that we're gonna have to run that I'll hate. There are gonna be others. You know, I am gonna have to eventually run the Trial of Champions in Wrath of the Lich King. God help me there, because that's god awful. I don't think anything actually does drop from there, but I'm gonna have to run it just to see if it's, like, if there is any loot there. 2.6, nice. You know, I'm gonna have to do Escape from Lich King. Escape from the Lich King has a gauntlet of like 10 waves of mobs, 2 big sentries, and that's it. But I'm gonna have to run that and get locked out from that one. But you know, I have to run it. I've got to do it. Can I get on there maybe? Oh, maybe. That seems pretty close. Maybe I can cut a corner. But this obviously isn't just for me to be proven wrong, and this isn't just for me to, you know, this is for you guys as well to say, you know, there is somebody out there that has actually attempted to see if there's any money here. Which, you know what? 2k, 4k, 6. I mean, some of these sell for nearly 3k actually, in all fairness. Like, there is a bit of money here, but it's not exponential. If you could survive the full hour without getting locked out, maybe, but you're gonna get locked out too quickly. Like, you don't need to kill the bosses. Like, none of the bosses need to die because they all drop soulbound items. Like, that's not gonna be any use to you. That's not you're doing this for the potential transmogs. Well, for now I am anyway. But You know, there'll be a day in which somebody actually watches this entire playlist. They actually go through and they look at this entire playlist, and they will probably add up every single time I will say the word bot. Like, or like. Like and bot are my two worst words ever, because I just constantly say them. I do like Ragefire Chasm. It does hold a special memory in my heart. Obviously, if you played on the classic servers, or the anniversary servers, or in actual retail, you'll remember this dungeon quite fondly. There used to be loads of mobs in here. Before obviously it got revamped, there used to be like cave trogs, elementals, and everything like that. And I remember the trog area. The trog area was so fun because if you accidentally pulled, well, I say accidentally, if you intentionally pulled, the mobs on the low ground, when you were trying to do that quest on the high ground, they would run and they would pull everything, and you just weren't ready for it. And I remember one of my fondest memories was me, and I believe it was my brother and my mum. We did. They boosted me through Ragefire Chasm, and because it happened to my brother did it as well, and he was like, he hit the mobs on the low ground, and they all started running up and everything like that. And my brother turned around and he made a joke about it to my mum. He was like, "Oh, mum, look, I can hit these guys from him." My mum was like, "Ha ha, very funny." And I turned around and went, "Yeah, so can I." And I threw a moonfire. At that point, my brother went, "Oh, for fuck's sake, here we go again." Well, I don't think he swore at the time, but like, if you were up here where this dead trog is, you could hit down here where that dead trog is, and it would pull all the trogs all the way around here, and bring them all up here. There used to be there was like a good like 30, maybe 20 to 30, and obviously, you know, my brother was a priest. I can cut a corner. I knew I could. Yeah, my brother was a priest, and I can't remember what my mum was playing at the time. I was on my druid, and I moonfired there, being like, "Yeah, I can hit it too. You're not special." And how they survived is beyond me. Like, it was phenomenal to watch. My brother and my mum, both of them survived. I think they were both on level 60s anyway. But obviously, this was 2004. Nobody knew how to play the game. Nobody knew what were the best in-slot items. Nobody knew how to mid-max. You know, Questy wasn't a thing. We all had to use Thoughtbot of all fucking websites. Like, and that's Ragefire Chasm does hold a very special place because of that one memory. It was the first time that I actually made a mistake in a dungeon, essentially, from the get-go. But looking back, if you was to turn around to 2004 me, and you were to say, "Oh, there'll be a day in which your character will be that strong enough that you'll be able just to walk through everything and do billions of damage." Like, I'm currently hitting these guys for 19 billion. 19 million, even, not billion, never mind. You know, past me wouldn't believe you. Especially playing Warrior, too. Like, oh yeah, you'll be a Warrior, you'll just be able to spin Whirlwind all the way through a dungeon without ever slowing down. One-shot everything. My like 10-year-old self would not believe you at all about how far this game's progressed over the years. And you know, they have the files of all the old dungeons and everything. I think they just re-implement them at the same time. Bring back the old dungeons. Just bring them back, just, you know. Because at this point now, you've got that many new players that have played. You know, there's still people that are still going to be new playing this game. You know. And these guys will never see the classic version. And, you know, you've got your classic servers, that's great, and your hardcore and your Season of Discovery and all that lot, but, I mean, Season of Discovery is now finished. But them servers will be closing probably next year at some point. If not already. I don't actually know. Your hardcore, they won't play that because they'll have no idea what they're doing. So, and then, you know, they're going on Burning Crusade soon on the actual anniversary servers. So just bring back the old dungeons. Let us have fun with them. Like, this room used to be full of elementals. And little worms, whatever they were called. I don't know what they're actually called. Earthworms or something? Maybe. I want to say earthworms, I think that's wrong. But worms, either way of the week. We're at the 30-minute mark though, we've still not been locked out. It could happen at any point now though. So, if we get locked out, we get locked out. So far, overall not brilliant. It's surprised me a little bit. Like, a lot of the items are high in value. Obviously we've got a pattern as well, that could go through a bit, but I don't think it will. Vest? No, maybe not. But very tired. I need breakfast. Blackout? Nope, we're going again. It's another green, 2.6. That's the same one as the other one. So I don't know what to talk about anymore. I don't know if the loot tables are different for the different expansions or if they're all the same. Time will tell. If I go to Burning Crusade and I find an item that I already know can drop, I don't know if I'll end the series at that point. Like, say if, let's say, I get a hunting bow from Hellfire Ramparts or something, then at that point, I'm going to look at that and think, that doesn't seem quite right. Or if it's an actual different item, then it's something to look out for. But see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen in future expansions. When I run their dungeons, that time will tell on that one. And again, you guys are watching all completely unedited footage, so you can see live reactions. You can see it drop live. Well, I say live, but you know, there's no cuts or anything to the next part. This is monotonous. This is absolutely monotonous, and I think one of my biggest complaints I will actually have is, you don't really talk that much. Now, although I'm talking a lot in this video, that is because I'm actually trying to think of what to say, because this is taking no thought process to play this at the moment. I'm just running through everything. But this is very monotonous, and talking to yourself for so long is quite hard. So, you know, there's times in which I don't talk. And don't forget as well, I've been doing this currently now for 5 hours straight. You know, I think at the start of this, I did Razor Fen Crawl, I believe it was, I did first. So, I mean, since I made that comment regarding somebody counting all the so's and bots, so's, bots and likes, literally, I have been noticing myself do it more and more. I've been noticing it more and more. Anyway, going back, this is monotonous, and it's hard to keep a conversation going for an hour when I'm trying to make things entertaining as much as possible, when there's not much that's going to happen. No offense to Ragefire Chasm. And that's the reality of it. Hey, instant blackout after 33 minutes. We knew that were going to happen. Not bad. If we were to say we were to double that, double what we have now. So I'm just going to move these up so I can picture it in my head. If we were lucky we dropped and we were to double what we've got now. 15k. How much is this one? 2, 4, 6, 9, 12, 13.5, 15, 17, 20, if you include that rest of that one. 40, so if we were to double that, that would be 40, so 15k plus 40 is 55k. It's not brilliant for an hour, is that? But I think we knew it wasn't going to be. It had to be run anyway. I'm going to pause the timer there. It had to be run anyway, just so that we had proof and we had actual... have it on record. But, you know... But, like, you know what I mean? So... Fuck it. We've got one more left. I'm going to put it to my warband. I can't be sending a single mail over. We have 2 of them as well, so it's fine. So junk. And get rid of all that. Apart from other guys, that has been 33 minutes of Ragefire Chasm. Obviously, the maths is a little bit wrong. Obviously, it all depends on drop chance and everything like that. Say it's full 50k an hour. But you get the gist. It is roughly, very roughly, 50k. Apart from that, guys, though, there's only one left in Kalimdor, and that's Blackfathom Deeps. So I'm going to pack my character outside, I'm going to go uptown, and I'm going to go get some breakfast. But apart from that, guys, I will see you all in the next video. See you later.